Hey guys, what's up? It's Sean, Autotopia LA. We're back down here at SoCal Classic Car Storage with my buddy Dustin from Nostalgia Hot Rods in Las Vegas. He's out here for the quarantine cruise this weekend. This is one I actually saw at a quarantine cruise.
Yeah, man.
Owned by one of your customers that owns like 100 of your cars, it seems like.
Yes, this is owned by Mike Edgington, owns a lot of Nostalgia Hot Rod builds. And this one we finished up about 2 years ago, man. It's a driver and he drives it, man. 2 years.
You said what, 2 years, 5,000 miles?
Yeah, it's got a little over 5,000 miles on it.
So Dustin was telling me off camera, the 66 Chevelle he built, which is just friggin' bonkers. Drove it down a how many mile dirt road?
It's about 16 miles to a bar in Vegas called Pioneer. He sends me a picture of it parked out in the dirt. And this weekend it's up in Arizona for a Good Guys show. It's all cleaned up, of course, didn't hurt anything. And again, it's like a 100-mile trip from his house to Pioneer to even get there. So he drives it. He drives his cars, man. Why don't you walk me through the everything? What the engine, transmission, let's do
chassis,
it, man.
Let's pop the hood and see what's here first. So it's an LS, right?
It's a LS7 base block. It was built by a guy out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Revolution Street Cars. His name's Frank. It's got one of his camshafts. I believe it's built by Bullet, the camshaft. It's got a set of AFR heads on it, Sean custom alloy intake, Nick Williams throttle body. It's got a TCI 6X transmission. So it's basically based off of a 4L80E that they do what they do to make it a 6-speed. Sean custom alloy, you know, overflow tank, breather tank, Eddie's Motorsports hood hinges. And
what's the power on the engine?
I think this thing to the rear tire made in the upper 6s. It's not like our typical crazy, you know.
No, but that's not, and it's an NA motor.
NA motor, and dude, this car, it's a driver, dude, like literally drive. He's like, dude, I don't need every car to make 1,000 horsepower. I just want something that runs good and sounds good and, you know, gets me from point A to point B without a whole tank of gas.
Yeah.
The thing makes great power, RPMs up there, you know, 6,800 or so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it does run really good.
Is it, as far as like the platform of the car, is it any of that stuff changed?
Yeah, of course, man. So the whole car is Speed Tech. It's got their extreme front end. The back end is a Rytec 4-link, Rytec coilovers all the way around. Speed Tech builds a very good product. I mean, those guys are really good dudes, man. When we go drive this thing, man, it rides great.
Awesome.
It steers great. I do got the steering set up a little bit tighter on this one than most.
I was gonna ask you, because I moved it just tight little spots out here. Is it power steering?
Yeah, no, it's
so it just but at a slow, because the massive tires.
Yeah, you know, most Camaros don't run a 285 on the nose.
Yeah.
You know, and we could run a little bit wider if we really wanted to, but again, this is a driver pulling in and out of driveways and you know, rubbing fenders. To do what we did to make the 285 full lock to lock, widen the front fender 3 inches.
By the way, just want you to know, I called it off camera. I told Chris outside, I said, knowing Dustin, he went 3 inches aside on the front of the car, and he probably went 1.5 inches to 2 on the rear.
Yeah, we went 1.5 inches on the rear, 3 inches in the front, lowered the rocker 2.5 inches.
2.5 inches you added in there.
2.5 inches on the bottom.
So you look up front here, you've got a lot of clearance under your spoiler here. But if you don't add the metal on the side of the car, it looks like it's sitting 8 inches off the ground.
Dude, it looks goofy. You know, if you don't do the rocker, it just looks like a monster truck.
Or it looks like it's sitting way
And then if you don't build some type of a rear diffuser,
same thing.
Then the back of the car looks like it's 100 feet off the ground. So, you know,
this is all you guys in-house. It's all metal work.
All metal. This 100% metal. And then running the stripe. Mike was like, dude, let's put a stripe on the car. And I get a lot of shit like, what are you trying to do, European style? I'm like, yeah, you know what?
You're gonna hear from some of these guys because they're gonna go, why?
Why would you do that?
I love it personally. I love it, dude.
I get the same shit with the Chevelle. Why would you do that to a 66 Chevelle? The guy has 100 cars, guys. I gotta change it up, make them look different. I mean,
it's like when you have a collectible vehicle, I totally understand the purity of the collectible vehicle and keeping it that way. And then park it because, I'm sorry to say, but it typically sucks to drive those cars. And then you want something like this. go all out on it, man. Like, who cares that the stripe isn't what it's supposed to be? The car's not what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, dude. And again, we had to tuck the bumpers in, you know, shave the trunk lock, you know. We did keep the factory door handles and the drip rails. One thing Mike was like,
oh, you did keep drip rails. I just noticed that.
To this day, actually just leaving his house the other day, he's like, dude, I don't even know why we didn't shave the drip rails on this car. It just wasn't, he wanted to keep them, but now that the car has been done for 2 years, he's like, let's cut those things off. I'm like, no, dude, let's just build another one. You know,
exactly. I gotta tell you, dude, some cars I love them shaved off and stuff, but like, I guess the white helps to mask it a bit.
Yeah,
right?
it does.
What's exhaust? What is that? You guys typically full custom back?
Yeah, this is MagnaFlow X pipe, all the way up and over, out the back, rear diffuser.
By the way, I noticed your hidden exhaust exit through the bottom part of the spoiler.
Yep.
Dude, that's so bitchin'.
Got to do something different, you know? You know, the forge lines, 345 in the rear, 285 in the front, 19s, 20s. Big Willwoods, of course. Got to have those brakes to stop.
Yes, we
you know?
do. Totally.
Big 4 pistons in the rear, 6 pistons in the front. They're just slotted. They're not cross drilled, but I mean.
I love the lip on that forge line, dude.
You got like a 6-inch lip back there. Yeah. You know, the whole stance of the car, body gaps are right, rocker. It's just clean, man.
I'm telling you, when I saw it at that first cruise, the couple things initially that just like grab your attention right away: white, pearl shining in the sun, the offset stripe, and how sharp the lines are through. You guys are one of those builders. And it still cracks me. By the way, you guys, look into Nostalgia Hot Rods and you'll see what I mean, but don't take this wrong, but you've been quietly building cars for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean quietly in the sense that my friend Timeless Customs is a lot like that as well, where they're not out at every show, every event. They're not spending 8 hours a day on social media. They're spending hours building.
Yeah.
Like you guys are, and I know you're getting a lot more known in recent times. You've already been known enough that you have your client base.
Yes.
But
what's funny about that is I've been silently building cars for all these years instead of doing the social media stuff. I'm old school, right? So just nose to the grindstone and build cars.
What would you say, an average year you finish a couple cars, 2-3 cars a year?
You know,
that get finished?
Last year we finished 10. This year, my goal is to finish 12 full builds.
Crazy son of a bitch.
And when I say that, guys, it's not like, oh, we started on them this year and we're gonna finish them this year. No, these are cars we've been building for a couple of years or a year and a half that are gonna be finished up this year.
Yeah.
Our average build time right now is about a year and a half to 2 years. We have a couple that have been built like your brother's car, and everybody called bullshit on me. 9 months, and you could literally, I could show you videos and pictures. It was 9 months.
It's another one. I've said it in the videos we've shot with Dustin before. Is one of the things I so appreciate about what you do is that you do it all in house.
Yeah.
I know you don't build your own engines.
No.
You have your engines built, but other than that, you're metalwork, fabrication, paint, body, interior, wiring, like every element of what we, and that's not every shop out there doing that, dude.
And we're up to 17 guys now, man. We took on more space. Now we have a full finish area, and we've bought some CNC equipment, lasers, and for interior. I mean, man, the shop's running really good and trying to produce nice driving cars, you know? We build to drive.
I know.
Yeah, check out the inside, man.
It's, you know, it's one of the things I know you like to use oftentimes is Ring Brothers, the mirrors, the door handles, because they're really cool.
Yeah, dude, Ring Brothers builds amazing stuff, right?
They do. So the sill plate, all carbon with the brushed aluminum.
Yeah, we had to open the door. You got a little bit of carbon on the mirror, just wanted to bring it in. We do a lot of carbon fiber interiors. This one we didn't. We just thought, hey, the mirrors are done, let's do the seal plates. But yeah, man, this is, again, this is all Fessler. All the interior work was done by a guy by the name of Armando, actually, right out here. Nice stereo system, all Alcantara, leather, white stitch, Holly dash, vintage air. Mike is huge on nice stereos. So if he's getting out of his new Vets or new Ferraris, he's hopping into one of these and he wants it to kind of feel the same way. So, and it does, the seats hold you tight, Recaros.
These are nice seats, man. I like the lighting in here. It's really, it's very like,
modern-ish, right?
Yeah, it is. I gotta tell you, I like how you left the white out of the interior. Yeah,
you know, the only thing white in the whole interior is the stitch.
And it's funny how, like, as crazy as it is, kind of, as far as everything's different than it was.
Yeah. The
I
inside
see stuff like the vents, and that looks very familiar to me. The glove box, the oh shit.
Yeah, handle. Yeah,
you know,
he wanted the inside to still feel 69 Camaro-ish.
Because it's almost all gone.
Yeah, yeah, dude, the dash. You know? And what's funny is we just, we're actually replacing this dash when we get home.
I just noticed the paddles.
Yeah, dude,
function?
Functioning, TCI. It's at 6X. You can either paddle it or just drive normal.
Yeah,
you know?
It's one of the things, you guys hear me talk about this in videos, is when a car has 300, 500, you know, under 1,000 miles, so you're gonna find things, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
It might be tiny, like we shot a Mustang recently, it's a carbureted car. Somehow a tiny little piece of debris found its way through the fuel filter, locked open the carburetor, we had to stop, right? 5-minute fix. But when a car's got 5,000 miles on it,
this car's pretty well shaken out. And no bullshit, man, and any builder knows this. Dude, the car's gonna come back 2 or 3 times to get every little thing fixed with no rattles, no shakes, no leaks, no this, that, the other, 100%, you know? I actually noticed today, dude, coming down here, the communication error on the TCI controller to the brain, I don't know why, it's been in there 2 years. It's every once in a while it says communication error. I'm like, something I gotta look at.
I didn't ask you before when we were talking about brakes, manual or
No, electric, ABS electric brakes.
ABS, is that the company?
That's the company. Yeah,
I was going to ask, does it have ABS also?
The name of the company is ABS Power Brakes.
Got it. This is all you guys, right? All the
sheet metal. Yeah, sheet metal and bumpers, the spoiler. Just there's a lot of fabrication in this thing. Sure, we could have kept going.
By the way, another really cool touch, dude. It would have been so much easier to leave all this white.
Yes.
And it would have looked really weird when you popped the hood.
Yeah.
You even took it under the, like you really went.
Yeah, and it goes.
God damn, how much thought did that one take?
Yeah, lay out the stripe on the outside of the car, pop the hood off, lay the stripe on the inside, on the fender. It took a minute to get the stripe from, I mean, it goes all the way around the car.
It's one of the things I like to point out a lot in our videos, and I'm not trying to be freaking educational, but at the same time I am. It's
of course.
Because I'm looking at this car and going, okay, this is somewhere in that range of probably $350,000 to $500,000. That's a pretty large gap there I'm given, but it's like, it's gotta be somewhere at least in that range of a build, right? But people go, how is that possible? Something as minute as how the striping was done. There's the time that goes into just thinking about it. There's the layout, there's making it work,
Dude, the stripe we probably have, to get it the way it is, we have an easy 2 weeks of getting the stripe.
Of the stripe.
Yeah, dude, in the paint booth, lights off, lasers on both sides to go all the way up and over, to mask it, to run it.
And that becomes thousands of dollars. At the end of the day, it translates to thousands of dollars.
I mean, $175 an hour.
All the sheet metal work. It's like, because I've seen comments from people in YouTube land, right? That, well, that builder's just bending them over, and there's a dumbass born every day or some crap like this. And it's like, no, this is a guy that owns how many cars, has built cars on his own. Yes, he's a wealthy guy, but he's not going to piss away money.
Again, I've been building cars for Mike for 17 years. This car, I could show you invoices. I think we're right at 420, 425.
So I guessed right. I know I gave myself a large gap.
Yeah, in the build of this car. So break down parts. There's 150 grand in parts.
It's always my reference. It's sitting on the garage floor. You got 150 grand in parts. Now you want to turn it into a car that drives, that looks good, that has
and you're gonna put 2,000 to 4,000 hours in a car to make it what it is. And when people are like, dude, there's only 2,000 hours in a year. How'd you build it in a year and a half?
You got more than one person working.
I got 17 guys, and at all times on Mike's car. No shit.
All right, well, let's do the fun shit. Let's camera up and let's go for a drive.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
That's what we need to do.
Let's do it.
Drops 2 gears with barely any input. And it's 6-speed then.
6 speed, 6 speed.
God,
6 speed automatic.
Great, dude. I mean, the brakes feel wonderful on this, by the way.
Yeah, those ABS power brakes, right?
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's interesting, yesterday the car we shot, the Chevelle, he had an electronic brake in there as well. And he warned me ahead of time. He said, you're gonna notice, he said, for some reason they feel like manual. It doesn't. It really did feel like a manual brake. It didn't feel like there was any assist at all.
That's weird.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, this feels, I mean, those are butter, right? Like.
No, that feels like a full-on power boosted brake.
Yeah.
You know? God, That sounds good, dude.
Yeah, you know what's weird is it's idling a lot different than it does at home. Just that because the atmosphere is different than Vegas, I guess. Like I said, it runs good. It's not crazy amount of horsepower, but
it's so funny too, bro. Like crazy amounts of horsepower, in my opinion, it depends on your skill set as a driver and your confidence as a driver. I'm good. A car in this power range, I'm comfortable, but I'm not going to map the throttle. You know, I maybe if I drove the car around for a couple weeks, got real comfortable, sure. But like, reality is, what'd you say it is? High sixes?
Yeah, high sixes in the tire. Yeah. Today, if you're not making 1,000 horsepower, you ain't making shit.
And it's that's such bullshit.
Yeah, and really where the power is made is in torque, dude.
Big horsepower, honestly, street driving, when do you get to use that?
Yeah.
Big torque, you get to use it. Gnarly burnouts, a launch, you know. And I'm of the opinion, I'm sorry, dude, like I think anything above 400, 450 at the tires,
it's a lot of power.
Plenty of power to have a great time, man. I like how it shifts, dude. It always drives me nuts with some of the automatic cars where, I don't know if it's a programming thing or what it is, but like
tuning.
There's a couple cars at Dean's place we shot that are stunning builds. My only gripe when I drove those cars was the shift points were just the worst, man. I would touch it like that much.
And downshift?
Nothing. But then like you take off and I mean, you're barely into the RPM. It upshifts.
Yeah.
So you never get to feel that, you know, it's like it's an 800 horsepower engine. Yeah, you get to feel like 200 horsepower.
Yeah. Again, dude, you got to put miles on these things to work all the little kinks out, you know? You got to drive them.
Yep.
Sure, if it's a full-on show car, I get it. But if it's not, if it's a driver like this thing, dude, I'm about to drive this thing 35 miles back to Huntington right now and go cruise. Right. You know?
Yep. I like the guys like you, my friend Jason at Timeless. Salvaggio's been killing it with the cars he's building for Kevin Hart.
Oh yeah, dude, Salvaggio's
Kevin doesn't want to be broken down on the side of the road. He wants to go drive.
Nobody wants to be broken down on the side of the road.
Nobody does. Nobody.
And that's why it takes 500 miles or a little bit more, whatever it takes to make it sound, right?
Yep. Yeah, even when you do simple stuff, there's going to be things you're going to discover. You just are. Like, I know some guys that try to use a lot of the same stuff every time, like Jason up at Timeless. He's a big Art Morrison guy, so he tries to build every car in Art Morrison, LS, this transmission. Like, do you try to use a lot of the same components that you know are proven?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Will Woods, you know, Ron Davis, Vintage Air, you know.
Do you know how many cars you've built in 16 years?
Couple hundred for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
Just in the last couple years, we're trying to bang out 10 cars a year. So.
It's a lot, dude.
Yeah. Maybe more. We might do 12 this year. My goal is to do 12 this year.
Yeah. What's all this here?
Stereo.
Oh, that's the audio.
That's all the audio, yeah. Got your audio, your Vintage Air, of course your cool Holly dash, heads-up display for what gear you're in.
Which is really bitchin', by the way.
Yeah.
That's just cool.
You can put RPM on there, you can put temperature, you can put all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Got it. I like the simplicity of the dash too, and I really do love some of these old elements, you know, the ashtray. I mean, it's a nice car, man. No wonder Mike keeps coming back to you and building cars. Plus, you guys by now, I got to imagine, are really close friends.
Yeah, really close, man.
Like that.
Yeah.
There we go. It's a ride with Dustin. For you, this feels like mild horsepower, huh?
Yeah. For sure.
So funny, Dustin.
For sure.
so many different types of cars, from Rolls to Tesla and everything in between.
For sure.
Nothing does what muscle cars do, man. I'm not saying they're the fastest, best performance, any of that.
No, fuck, dude.
And I love that they all do their different things. Even the Tesla that I have no fucking passion for whatsoever, for daily driving.
Yeah, dude.
Dig the car, it's great. Okay, you can go. All right, now you've gotten the "this is fun" face. You just got the "oh shit" face. Felt that little kick there. That'll pretty much do it, Dustin. Oh, and then that smell.
Yeah, dude.
What? I can totally tell. Accelerator stuck again, dude. Sorry. Oh, shit. All right, you guys. That is the Nostalgia Hot Rods, one of them, 69 Camaro that I just think's badass, dude.
Yeah, and
that was a beautiful, perfect way to end the video.
We got 3 more of these things being built right now. 69s. So they'll be here.
And you guys know we'll keep shooting them, man. I mean, yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you in the next one. Later, man. Well, once again, shooting with Dustin is just a blast. I love the cars that him and his crew build. At the end of the day, not only do they look great, like we said in the video, these are cars that get driven down the road, and they get driven hard, and they get driven a lot. Absolutely love what the Nostalgia guys do. So you guys, a big thanks for always hanging and watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. All right, man. Later.